Hi guys, welcome back. See behind me? We're a little ambitious today. Basically, I'm gonna get under there and try to disconnect some things. That way we can pull the engine and transmission out in one piece. Don't really know where I'm gonna put the transmission, but engine will be going on our engine stand over there. We may pop the transmission on that workbench there. But yeah, basically, you got a couple bolts here, motor mount. I think that transmission's in there with the cross member of some type that's bolted down, or at least has bolts in it. And drive shaft is connected, so we'll have that to deal with. But as you can see, these motor mounts are just finger tied in there. So once we put a little pressure on that, those should just slip right off, and we can pop that bolt out. I think both sides are like that. I think everything is pretty much just like finger tight. Yeah, so even these shock mount or shocks are, I'm sure. Yeah, that is too. So everything needs to be tightened up. They just got it to where they're gonna take it apart and they're gonna make a street rod out of it instead of leaving it like that. But not us. We're gonna leave it like that and get it running hopefully pretty soon. Probably one of the first things I'm gonna do is take the carburetor air filter off. We're going to use this. It should go right on top here on the manifold, and then disconnect the drive shaft, and we need to take the shifter link or shifter out so it actually kind of can come out. I think there's a pan. If I can open the door. There. You can actually unscrew this in order to get it out. I wonder if that'd be the best option. I think the transmission needs to come out anyways. We'll see. I know I gotta take the headers off and get those out, and we'll probably, I don't know if we'll take any of these accessory, you know, I say accessory parts, but like the fan and the water pump and all that, may leave that on. Anyways, got a little bit of time out here today, and hopefully by the end, the engine will be on there. I may end up leaving the transmission in there for now, just unbolting around the bell housing, pulling it out, and then we'll drop the transmission later with our jack once I kind of get a better feel for it. But let's put you up there. We'll start pulling stuff off and getting this engine out, and hopefully going through it here pretty soon. Well, I don't know how to write bolts. I need some of this diameter in this thread to go back here. I don't think those are long enough though. Let me see. Yeah, these aren't long enough, or else I'd use these. So, gonna have to get some new bolts. That diameter, thread type, and just longer grade 8s, because this thing's pretty heavy. So I'm gonna run to the store and get those, and I'll be back after a little while, and we'll put this on the engine stand and just kind of tidy everything up. But it was kind of a booger to get out. But anyways, I'll see y'all here in a little bit. All right, guys, made it back from the store. I don't know if anybody remember this channel, Epic Mealtime. One of my favorite channels back in the day. Got this shirt a long time ago, and I like to wear it from time to time. But if any of y'all remember that, leave a comment down below. A few things, got bolts way too long, so I'm gonna have to use some spacers, maybe those washers like was on the Bronco. Also, when I was getting these, apparently somebody in Tractor Supply just got a bunch of tools and just ran out the door. Two guys got in a pickup and left. Felt sorry for the little girl there. I was kind of towards the back when they did it. I didn't even see them do it. Another guy did, but sure enough, I saw them run out to their truck and get in and take off. So that's sad what this world's coming to. But I didn't expect her to go out there and try to get back from them, because just endanger herself for 150 bucks tools probably. Anyways, don't like seeing that kind of stuff. But anyways, we got the bolts. Let me turn you around here and kind of show you what I plan on doing. All right, I don't know if y'all saw much when I took it out, because camera's pointed this way towards the RatRod and the engine was over here, so probably saw a glimpse of me messing with it. But basically, stick these through, thread them into these holes. Had to get some spacers to make it tight, and hopefully that'll support this engine. It should. I don't see why it wouldn't. It supported the Bronco block. Still has the pistons and the crank and everything in it, so that should work just fine. And got our headers off. These things were hard to get out. And the bell housing bolts. A few of them were loose. One was missing down on the far side. It did not enjoy getting that one out. We're gonna have to find out something to do with the transmission. I'm probably gonna jack it up as far as I can and have to put something underneath there to brace it, because once the engine came off, this thing just fell forward, and I'm sure it's flexing their support they built back there. So I'm gonna have to make something go across here. I think I got a piece of metal that might work, but just something for the right now to kind of make it not so front heavy, kind of relieve the pressure off the back. But other than that, went relatively smoothly. You probably see me from this angle. Back here you probably don't see much, because that fan is keeping y'all cool, which is keeping it on. So I'm probably just gonna bolt this up right quick. Might try to find something and jack that transmission up a bit, slide in there. That will stay for now, and we can put that back and push the engine up here and call it good for the day. But let's get these in that and the engine off the engine cherry picker, and we'll call it a day probably. Well, these are still in there, hadn't popped out yet, which is good. Excited to get in this, see what all is wrong or right with it. Because we got new heads that I hope should fit it. I think they will. We'll see. And I think there's a plug that's broke. 2 of them. But ain't a big deal. Anyways, let's get y'all set up over here, and we'll get this engine mounted and hopefully not sweat to death. Speaking of that, I don't know if y'all had it where you sweat so much that your hands turn pruny. Like I've been in the water, and that's what happened before I went to the store. It's really weird. I don't know exactly how I sweat that much. Anyways, enough talking. Let's get on this and see how far we get. Alright, here's a moment of truth. Got it all bolted up. You're gonna have to retap this one. I think it's stripped out, but I think I got it tight enough. And I got it almost center. Could move. Maybe not. I think it's about the best I can do. We're gonna let it down slowly and just hope this thing don't fall on its face. Good deal. Alright, that seemed to work. Let's go and take a look right quick. Alright, she's completely on the engine stand. Kind of see the back. It's not perfectly centered. It's more to that side, but I mean, it is what it is. Got that one there as good as I can get it, and this one needs to be retapped. All these are good. I think once we get the heads, this is, I believe it's an aluminum intake, Edelbrock Performer. I think I got another one up there. This, what I really like to use is, where'd I put it? That one down there. It's a 3 2-barrel carb intake. So that means we got 3 2-barrel spots. And I think that'll look really pretty cool with the engine and the zoomies. But anyways, first initial inspections look kind of gunky. That's to be expected. I don't really see anything that comes out to me. If you all notice anything, let me know. Seems to be what a normal head would look like, I would think. I would like to see it turn over better. Might have to put a nut on the crank and get one of the, I think I have a long this bar, and see if we can get it to turn over a little bit. Next time, probably take all the plugs out, drain the oil, to see if there's any oil in it. Take the heads off, intake off, really kind of reduce the weight. Take off all the front stuff, you know, fan, water pump, alternator, get all that taken off. May even take the motor mounts off, I don't want to lose them. And I'm gonna look up this number. It's a GM block 5.7. You can see. So should be a good little engine. Like I said, we're gonna put the heads I got on it. They should work, I would think. They come off a 350, so actually they come off a 327. Yeah, but they've been machined and they have hardened valves put in and bigger valves, so it should work pretty good with the 350 block. I'm just kind of curious to see what the actual cylinder walls look like. See if there's any kind of gouges or scratch marks that we can hone out. If not, we'll have to take it to a machine shop. That's why we haven't really bought anything for this yet. It's because I don't know exactly what the inside of this engine looks like. But I mean, all the freeze plugs that I can see are still in the block, which is good. But a few things that we need to address on this. The front grill sets too low. If I hit anything, bump, rock, anything, it's just gonna take it with it. And the other thing I noticed is these tires. This one is not so much, but I can barely stick my finger between it and the actual bed of the truck. And try to get some spacers, move the tires out so we can actually drive it down the road. But other than that, it's just getting that transmission done and wiring and brakes, and I think we'll be ready to rock and roll. Anyways, thank you for watching. Next time we'll probably be on the Bronco, get more of that frame done, and then we'll jump on this during the week and kind of start tearing the engine apart, kind of seeing what we got to work with. But if everything's good, then we'll start putting the new stuff in it and getting it buttoned up and getting the transmission looked at and getting it squared away, because I know it's missing some clutches, I think. But if you like this kind of stuff, please hang around. We got the RatRod and the Bronco we're messing with. Hopefully we'll get this one done a lot sooner, because they're not touching the body. It should go pretty easy, I hope. But anyways, thank you again for the support, and I'll see you next time.